Hello everybody. So this is part 2, my second video making this card, this pop-up card. As you can see, it has some die-cut butterflies, a die-cut sentiment, and then a little pop-up feature on the inside. And it's all about the butterflies and pink, my favorite things. So the first video I did, I showed you how to die-cut these pieces and a few little tips on how to do it. And then I put one together on camera. So I will link to that video below in case you missed that, so you'll know how to do these die cuts. What I did then was I went ahead and put all my die cuts together, my butterflies together, and I went ahead and took that thank you that I cut in the last video and just put a little bit of glaze on top of it so it made it a little shiny. Okay. I have my base cut, and this is your standard card base. So it's 8.5 by 5.5 when you fold it out. You score it in the middle with the long side up. You score it in the middle at 4.25. So it's your standard 4.25 by 5.5 card base. And this is standard for all the envelopes that you get and everything. And I made it in this pretty color, which is called Watermelon Fusion. And I have 3 colors I'm going to use on this card: Sweet Berry, Watermelon Fusion, and Bubblegum. So I really like the combination of those colors. And as you can see, I cut each piece of this butterfly. So the top pieces are 3 different colors and the bottom pieces are 3 different colors. And then I just layered them accordingly so that each one is a little bit different. You can see that there is some of this silk, the sparkle silk, I painted the bottom layer with so it would show through nice and shiny. Be really pretty. Okay, so here's my card base. This is what the top piece is cut at, 4 by 5.25. So it's just a 1/4 inch in all the way around. And we're going to do a little of this, of the silks on here. I have the silver silk, the sparkle silk, and the bubblegum silk. And I'm going to start with this one, I think, with the silver. And I'm just going to flick it on in different places. What I want to do with this is kind of flick it all the way around and really kind of leave a space where the sentiment's going to go. Though you don't have to, the sentiment will cover it up, so it doesn't really matter. I just don't need to waste the silks by doing in that area very much because I'm not going to see it. Okay. So there's the silver. Here's the bubble gum. And there's really no right or wrong way to do these. Oh, get my phone there. There we go. Big globs. If you shake it, you'll get bigger globs. If you tap it, you'll get smaller ones. A little bit more right there. You can also flick it right like that, which gives you a different effect. Okay, and then let's just do the clear sparkle silk. Again, you can do as little or as much as you like. And since I did a little bit more of the last color, probably do the same here. Okay, I think that looks good. So now we can just wave this. It doesn't take long to dry all this stuff. When you've just got the little flicks like that, it really doesn't. Okay, so we are going to take our thank you and we are going to pop it up. So I have some of Journey foam squares. These are the small ones. And I'm going to put them all the way around. So this is nice and raised. And I'm not stingy with these, as you can see. I tend to use a lot of them. Okay, just pick off the backing. And sometimes these can cling to your hands, to your work surface. Just, they have a little static to them. Okay, come along. So we're going to put this right about there, I think. I'm going to have to press. Okay, before I put the butterflies on, I think I'm going to go ahead and attach this here. And I'm just going to use liquid glue for that, liquid adhesive. I'm not going to pop it up. Since everything on top of it's going to be popped up, I'm going to leave this layer fairly flat. And try to get close to the corners as you can. And again, if you get a big blob anywhere, you'll want to kind of pull it in towards the center and not leave a big blob right there on the corner, because it will bleed out. And while it dries clear, it will dry shiny. If you don't like that look, things being shiny around the corners and where you didn't intend for them to be, then you want to get the big globs out. Okay. And there you go. There it is. That. All right, so 2 of these butterflies I'm going to use on the front and 1 I'm going to use in the middle. And I think that I'm going to maybe use the lightest one in the middle, though it doesn't really matter. Put those like that, like so. And again, I'm going to use the pop dots. And I'm just going to put one right there on the main body. Just like that. Well, you know what? I think I'm going to go down just a little bit more if I can get it to move, because I pressed that down nicely, so that it's not sticking out too far over the lip of the card, because if I want this to fit in an envelope, I don't want it to stick out too far on the edges. And another one on. And again, try to keep this to where it's not sticking out the sides. And I just think they're really cute. Die set, so there's that. Now, if you wanted to, you could add some extra bling or things, but I just think I have enough with all the glitter I have going on here. Okay, so the inside. And really, a better way to do this would be to do the inside first, but I didn't do that, and I didn't do it the first time I made it either. So, okay, so this piece is 7.5 by 4 3/4. All right, I'm going to need my scoring board for this. I'm going to score it at 3 3/4, which is the halfway mark. So let's get this to 3 3/4, and I'm going to score it right there. Okay, make sure I have my bend. There we go. And if you need to use a crease tool. Okay, now I'm going to have to use a ruler and a pencil, because I need to do a little measuring here before I do any more scoring. So get my ruler. I like this one because it has the 0 in the middle, and I'm going to place that 0 right on my crease. Okay, and then I'm going to take my pencil and mark where the 2.5 inch mark is. Okay, so there's 2.5 inches. Just put a little dot there, and 2.5 inches on the other side. And then I'm going to mark it to where it's 2.5 inches down that center line. Let's see, there we go. And that's it. Just mark a little mark, like so. All right. Now we're going to take our scoring tool back. Well, this is actually cutter / scoring tool. And I'm going to take and line up. Make sure you can see that. So you see where my 2 dots are? I'm going to make sure they're both kind of on the line where I'm going to crease. And I'm going to bring my crease tool up like that. And I'm going to crease it. Just like that. So there's one. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Bring this up. Let's see if I got that where I want it. Not quite. And there we go. And I can see where my little prongs where I'm stopping, so that I make sure I stop right at that line. Okay, so there are my 2 lines. So I'm going to crease this both ways, and then I'm going to fold this down right here. Okay, and fold it down right here on the other side. Do that. And I'm going to fold it out the other way. With these 2 inward. And this down. Okay, so you can see the little pop-up is right there. All right, now I'm going to do a little stamping on this just because I think it's pretty to add a little something to it. I have this butterfly on a block, and this butterfly is from this stamp set called Beautiful Wings. It's really pretty. So I'm going to stamp right here that, and then I'm going to stamp a sentiment over the top of it. So what I'm going to do is take the medium color, which is the Watermelon Fusion, and I am not looking to get a really dark, solid print from this. That's not the look I'm going for. So I'm going to stamp it off once on some paper. You see, that's not what I'm going for. And so then I'm going to stamp it right here. And you see I've kind of got more of a, I don't know, faded, watercolory kind of look. Then I'm going to take from this stamp set right here, this Everyday Script that I got the thank you from, and I'm going to take the Just Because, and I'm going to put it on block, and I'm going to do it in the darker color, which is the Sweet Berry. Okay, and I'm not going to stamp it off first. I'm going to do, oops, there's something on there. There we go. I'm going to do just like this. There you go. Just because. I also, on this other one, I used the Love Ya. So you can really use anything you want, whatever you want this card to mean and say. Okay. So now I'm going to attach this to the middle of the card, and then I'm going to pop my butterfly up. Okay. Let's take our card back. I'm going to take this, and I'm going to put score tape on here. Which actually double-sided tape. I'm so used to back in the day calling it score tape that I didn't do that. And that's not what that is. And this is coming apart in the middle because, as I've said before, I spilled an entire glass of tea on my work table one day. And this took the brunt of it. It still works. Thank goodness. I don't have to worry about that, but it did kind of ruin that cardboard core there. Okay. And you want this on all of the edges. You don't want to miss a spot. Okay. So now I'm going to press this down, just rub it down really good. And then you could pick the pieces up with this. Maybe. That piece doesn't want to stick, that's why. There we go. Rip this one down. And pick it up. I have a little piece that's hanging over, so I'm going to cut that off in just a second here. Let's see, I got a little piece hanging there. So I'm just going to cut that off. Just have fun with it. Okay, so the important part of this is that you want to get this right in the crease because you don't want this popping up or unable to open all the way. So I'm going to just close it like so, press it down, and open it back up. And then I have to do the same thing on the other side. Do this a little quicker. And as I've said before, I don't know what I would do without this double-sided tape in my craft room. Yes, it's really something I use a lot. One piece at the top. Go. A couple more pieces. I probably should have cut this into 2 videos. I thought about it, but things seem to be going so smoothly that I thought I could just quickly do the inside. So I apologize if this video is way too long for some of you. Okay, so then I'm going to press this down and open that up. And that's how it looks. And now we're going to put our last butterfly down. There's this one. Okay, so no, that's not the one I was planning on using. Yes, it was. I cut the wrong one. Okay, so in order to get this to look right, I'm sort of changing the butterfly because these little pieces will hit. No matter how I tried it, it just was too long. Okay, so we're going to do him a little bit up towards the top and on this side. So I just need one little foam square, and I'm going to place it. Let's see, I'm going to place it on this side, right about there. Pull off the backing, and then place him right there. There we go. Him, her, I don't know. And there is the card. All finished. Now, you can put some splashes. I did that on the other one, put some splashes on the inside. But after I did it, I thought, you know what? This is the perfect place for someone to write their message. So I didn't do it on this one. But you absolutely could just put the same silks that you did on the outside on the inside to give it a little more interest. But like I said, I think this cleaner look might be a little bit better for somebody who wants to write a nice message here. So that's it, all finished. Thank you so much for sticking with me for part 2 of making this card. I hope you enjoyed it, and happy crafting.